How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another Canadian video games channel. Here to continue with Kerbal's space program. We are a bit unconnected from the Kerbal Space Center because we don't have any communication satellites and we don't have a communication antenna, which does seem like a bit of an oversight. And we're also not that close to Kerbin. I don't know if we can even see Kerbin from here. I think that's Minmus, although that might not be. I don't really know. That would be Minmus. That's Kerbin. Yes, that's the Mun. That all makes sense. I say the Mun instead of Mun because the moon instead of moon, but that really doesn't matter much. We're not going to be getting much closer to the Mun. Not the Mun. Kerbin. Minmus. That's the one. So we are going to go ahead and speed up some time here quite a bit until we exit this encounter. And then we should be headed up and away. Are we going up and away? We are going up and away. So when we get out here to 56,000 kilometers from Kerbin, we're going to see if we can do some more science and see if that counts as like a different biome or place or something. This is at 1,000 time warp. Wow. That is very slow. Let's just speed that right up as we come down. And we can see our orbital speed is dropping to almost 0. As we get all the way up here, we're at 42.7 meters per second. So let's go ahead here and see if the science is good. Alright, so we do get some science from the materials lab, so we'll keep that. Pressure doesn't matter, temperature doesn't matter. We'll keep the goo. We'll get a crew report. That's not worth anything, so that's fine. We'll go EVA, and you can go ahead and wiggle down a little bit so we can collect the data and restore the Science Junior. And a little bit further, we'll do the same with the mysterious goo. That did restore. Good. All right. Collect the data. It's not much science, but it'll have to do. And then we'll go ahead and get our EVA report, which isn't worth anything, so don't worry about it. We'll just take data, store experiments. One's being dumped. It's probably a mysterious goo, but that's alright. We'll just get on back on board. And get ready for the return trip to Kerbin. It's quite a ways, so we'll go ahead and speed this right on up, because we do have some distance to go, and our periapsis is 200,000 meters. So that's acceptable. We'll just bring ourselves down, and there we go. We've got some connection to the Space Center, and now we've got full connection, so we can do all the full maneuver nodes and all that good stuff. We're also close enough now that we can slow down our traveling. We're going to need 35 seconds of burn, so we'll want to get a little bit closer here. Which is acceptable. Turn on space junk. Yeah, we do have some space junk. Do I have time to turn off the space junk? Yep. We'll just slow right down here. So we're a minute 36 from the burn. And we're back over Kerbin. Is this a new... Can we do some science and stuff here? No, this is just high over Kerbin. That's acceptable. And we are at our maneuver node. Just waiting for time. to tick down to exactly the right spot. We're doing, yeah, we're approaching 3,000 meters per second. We're down to like 40 meters per second over there. I think that's like in comparison to how fast we'd be moving over the surface. But still, that's not insignificant. And we'll bring our apoapsis down to 258,000 meters from 56 million meters. Bring our periapsis down to 183,000 meters from 200 and some thousand. Just about at the right spot here. We'll go ahead and kick off the boosters. Boosters, the engine. Here we come. Bring it in. Just nope, that's too much. Reassess to the maneuver node. And that's probably good enough. So let's go over here, add a maneuver node to bring our periapsis down to, let's go for 80,000. That's good. So let's tick time along. Very nice. And what do we need? 4-second burn. Alright. Get in nice and close. We're in position. Ready for our 4-second burn. And yeah, 66.4 meters per second change in velocity. And then we will set up another point over here to bring ourselves down into the atmosphere. And at that point we should be going nice and slow and have no concerns about potentially burning up and dying in a blazing ball of fire. Just give that a couple more ticks. And bring that on down. That'll do. So we'll go ahead and add a maneuver node here. We'll just bring that down to... Brings that down to 83 versus 85. Just a little bit further here. 57. 46. That's probably good. That's probably quite alright. Just hop around over to there. So we're going to 85,000 meters from 200,000? 270,000, so we can go ahead and whack that up, and it should start to drop off before we get there. Drop down to 50 times zoom. There it is. Good, good. We need 11 seconds, so let's go ahead and just slow that down right there. Got a couple seconds left. There's the Space Center. Very nice. Now this one, the map view isn't so important anymore. Oh, but we are on the shadowy side, so it's a little bit harder to see everything. Is this a crew reportable position? No. No, that doesn't seem to be important. Is this... Can we get some other... Nah, it's not worth it. Alright. We'll just do this the old-fashioned way. And just put on a booster. Here we go. And good. Now, if we check here, we should see 45,000 meters. That's good enough, so we'll go ahead and detach from all of that. We'll just set you to sit retrograde. And we can pass the time a little bit. We'll just zoom up here to... And that... I don't know where that's going now. That's... Well, it's only 400 meters off. Still feels like it's going a ways away. But we are back in the atmosphere. And that must be as well. That must be just inside the atmosphere. So that should crash back down to Kerbal and not be in space causing space debris or whatever. So that's good. I don't believe we have any important equipment on board, so this is all fine. We'll just go ahead and speed up time a little bit. Hopefully that doesn't come crashing back into us. It does seem to be on its way away from us, so that's good. We do have a heat shield for re-entry purposes. So we should be just dropping under 60,000 meters here. Very nice. Once we get under about 55, 54,000, we should start seeing a bit of fire. And oh, we're just in time for a bit of a sunrise. That's kind of cool. I like the glow. And there's the sun. And the camera's just shifted because we are now in a trapped orbit. We're not going to be floating away. Yeah, there's the flame as we enter some thicker atmosphere. And the heat shield starts taking a bit of a battering. And there's that sun. We're still over a shadowy part of Kerbin, but we are moving around. It's a bit of a dawn down there. And we're just going to come streaking across the sky. But we'll go ahead and we'll speed this up a bit because it's going to be a pretty stable flight, I expect. Don't expect to see anything going terribly wrong here. Although our parachute seems to have an interesting visibility glitch. Gone a little bit invisible. And yeah, we're passing into the day area of Kerbin, which is very nice. And we've hit some very thick atmosphere. Got a good burn going on, a lot of heat on the heat shield, which is where the heat should be, because it's there to handle it. And we have a direct connection to the Space Center and 100% strength over Nye Island. I don't know which bit's Nye Island, but you know, we've got a perfect strength to Nye Island. As we come in here, just dropped under 2,000 meters per second. As we continue to burn across the sky. It's probably quite the sight. Then again, maybe it's not so terribly impressive to see. Just a little bit just burning across the sky. We're under 30,000 meters on our way to the ground, which is good. Good old Bob just having a good old ride in. A little upside down. That's alright. Just means he's actually got a view of the planet out that little window. Which that's got to be nice, right? You can look down and see the planet and be like, yes, we are going in the right direction. There we go. Through the worst of it. I'll just speed this up while we get a little bit closer to the ground. Or water. It's going to be a bit of a splashdown today. That's alright. All the parachutes go out at once, because apparently I didn't set those up as separate stages, which I would normally do, because I don't think the main chute likes going out at the same time as everything else. There we go. Slowing down a bit. With the drag chutes, or drogue chutes, or whatever they're called. The early chutes. And the main chute will go off. Dropping our speed to a mere 6 meters a second. As our R&D Kerbal approaches the ground, and he can actually go EVA at this point. Can we get a cheeky EVA report? We can! Alright. Take data, store experiments. Get on board. Can we take a crew report at this? Nah, that's no point. That's fine. We took a cheeky EVA report as we dropped to the surface of Kerbin, landing in an ocean. I don't know exactly which ocean this is. Probably could have turned down the time warp for that landing. Can we take a crew report here? We can! Alright, so let's take a crew report. Let's go EVA. Can we get an EVA report from here? No. We take a surface sample. Sure, yeah. And then we'll take the data, store the experiments, get back on board, and recover the vessel for some cheeky science. Not bad. First flyby of Minmus. For 216 science. That's acceptable. We've got Bob back, and because I did notice there's some debris that's just on the ground. That's Mark 10 debris. It's Mark 9 debris. Mark 9 debris. Mark 8 debris. Let's just go ahead and recover that. I'm curious about you. What bit of the craft are you? Let's go out there and take a look. Oh, you're just a reaction wheel and an empty fuel tank. Okay, you don't got... We have no way of powering you. That's unfortunate. Maybe we can just tell you to be scrapped, and that's fine. Or we make it a mission, and we send out somebody there to go and scrap it for us. That was the Mark 9 debris. We can just terminate it. Yeah, that's fine. Mark 10 debris has a periapsis of just inside the atmosphere, so over time it will actually drop itself to the ground. This, however, won't. Yeah, that's a suborbital trajectory, whereas this one's orbiting. Let's see exactly what we have here. This is a Mark 9 debris, I believe. Yeah, it's another empty fuel tank. One that we painted orange with some big reaction wheels and other stuff. So we'll go ahead and we'll terminate that as well. We'll let the other one crash to the ground on its own because it's going to do that eventually. No worries. That was in the tracking center. Mark 9 debris. We'll just terminate that. And we'll turn that off. And... yeah, we don't need to see the flags. So... actually, let's stay here for a second. Let's consider our next mission. Do we want to try and land on the Mun? Land on Minmus? Do we want to do a flyby of some other object? Or planet? Perhaps? Perhaps. Well, let's go to the research department and figure out how we want to spend our 200 science. Because there's some good stuff over here. We get cupola modules. Not sure in which situation those are useful. We get the Mark 1-3 command pod, which will just carry more crew and be the same thing but better. We get the Mark 2 lander can and the service bay. Now we could get storage container and wheel enhancer and all that stuff. So if we wanted to do like a Apollo style mission to Mun, we would want something like the commander pod here for returning the crew from Kerbal, or from Mun to Kerbin. And even like the Mark II lander can, so we can send a couple guys down and up. And then we get a slightly bigger service bay to put things in. So that's a possibility. Of course, these are 160, so we'd only be able to get one of these, and then we'd be able to pick this one up, which would give us just some aviation-related things that we may not use, so might not even bother with that. Or we could get 2 of these 90 science systems. So we just need to take a look at all the various systems and decide which ones are going to potentially be of greater benefit. Bigger heat shield with landing struts and the launch escape system. Solid rocket towers designed to wrench the command pod up and away from a malfunctioning rocket. That's an emergency escape situation there. That's all fine. There's the bigger parachute. Bigger but weaker, I think, is how that works. 50% structural integrity, yeah. And that's like an aircraft landing gear. Down here we get just a big storage container for Kerbals. We get a ladder, rover wheels. Down here we get the track separator, no, stack separator, TS06. So I don't know how big that is. The FLA5 adapter for making small things bigger, or big things smaller. The FLA10 adapter and the Clampotron docking port Junior. That one's probably important if we want to do a Apollo-style moon landing. That one is probably important. Down here we get the electrics. We get the Probodyne Octo, which is an unmanned command pilot probe vessel thing. We get photovoltaic panels and rechargeable battery banks and thermal control system. Illuminator Mark 1, Illuminator Mark 2. That would also lead us onto advanced electrics and precision engineering with a different probe, different decoupler, not Rocco Max micronode. I no idea what this does. Alright. And then you get some struts and Communitron DTS M1 and the RA2 relay antenna. So that's there. If we can get to advanced exploration, we get a very big crew quarter. Oh no, that's a science lab. Interesting. And a ladder. And a different kind of ladder. Recommended load 0.5 Kerbals. So don't use it on Kerbin. Right. And recommended load 1.5 Kerbals. So we can use that on Kerbin and other heavier, potentially heavier places. Already looked at that. Specialized control, this gets us the fly-by-wire avionics hub. Interesting. Press your peers by showing off your elite flying skills, but lack the skills to become a trained pilot. Aerospace fly-by-wire avionics hub is the solution. This module allows the most minimally trained crew to fly like an ace. Warning, this module cannot operate autonomously. Warranty void if attempting to do so. And a reaction wheel module probably fits the Rockomax stuff. Nice and big. Werner engine. It's got some decent vacuum thrust. And the Stratus 5 cylindrified monopropellant tank. We also have up here actuators, an advanced grabbing unit. Not entirely sure what that's good for. Specialized construction. So this gives us a different nose cone. So that's good for... Okay, I see what that's good for. And the Airstream protective shell. Alright, alright. So it's another fairing, but it goes over bigger things. Another stack separator, module girder adapter, Clampotron docking port, that's the big proper one. Radial attachment point, stack bicoupler. instead of the tricoupler that I think we already have access to the tricoupler. Yep, there it is. Over here we can get into advanced fuel systems with a C7 brand adapter, C7 adapter slanted, RCS fuel tank, RCS fuel tank, RCS fuel tank, and the Rockomax Jumbo 64 fuel tank. Great big honkin' thing. Or we can go for the mainsail and the twin bore engine. Not a lot of gimbal. Plenty of thrust though, wow. Yeah. Huge thrust from that engine. Huge, 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 huge thrust. Or yeah, we can go for the Spark, which is not terrible. It's not particularly strong, but maybe it means it's fuel efficient. Yeah, it doesn't go through a lot of fuel per second. Liquid engine, Baguette external tank, Oscar fuel tank, yeah. I kind of want to get the bigger command pod so that I can have a pilot and the scientist on board at the same time. But without any kind of ladder, landing on the Mun. But they got their little jetpacks. That works. They've got the little jetpacks. They do their thing. All right, we'll go for. Oh no, we needed the docking ports. We need the docking port. Yeah. We need the docking port first. Right. So do we go for the docking port and electric so we can have solar panels and a different kind of drone? Do we go for? Okay, so we're gonna need this for the docking port. What else do we want to get? Do we want to do any of the space plane stuff, or do we want to go for the landing gear? Heat shields. That doesn't seem all that important at the moment. The propulsion systems here also doesn't seem all that huge. I think these bottom two here are probably a good bet to go with. Get ourselves the docking port junior and the first set of solar panels that we can use to maintain charge in space, or at least in space around Kerbin and planets nearer to the sun, because away from there it's less and less viable. But this will at least get us the first of the docking ports, although not the good one. Or do we just go for the good one and say, nah? Capturing 0.06, undock, ejection force 10. It's the same. What makes them different? 2,000 temperature, skins, 4,000 kilopascals pressure versus 4,000 kilopascals, 50 G's tolerance. 50 G's tolerance, 10 seconds impact, 0.05 tons. That's the... didn't actually click. 10 meters per second impact, 0.02 tons. So this is lighter and seems to do everything just as well. It's just maybe not as convenient. Hmm. Alright, we'll go for miniaturization and electrics. It's been decided. Alright, so next mission. What do we really want to do with next mission? Because we have the docking port junior. Not that we have enough crew capacity to do a proper Apollo-style Mun landing. However, if we could get a little bit closer to Minmus. Minmus is kind of easier to get in and out of. Right, because it's got much lower gravity than Kerbal does, or even the Mun. Yeah. We go back to Minmus. If we go back to Minmus, then do we want to try and do a single stage landing and take off and bring everything back sort of system? Let's go ahead and here we'll bring up the Mark 11. That we used here. This got us to Minmus, although yeah, it probably doesn't have that much fuel in the top level here. Also, let's just double check. Alright, so you are actually a fairly reasonable size. Oh, that's the lander can, isn't it? Yeah. I want to see the probe. Yeah, the probe is quite small. Yeah, the probe is quite small. That's the lander can again. Sorry. Oh, remote pilot is just available. Hibernation mode resource rates 0.01 times. Requires 1.2 electric charge per minute. Can transmit data. It's got CurbNet access. All of this good stuff. What other new things do we have? I don't think we have any rocket engines or any of that stuff. Place anywhere linear RCS port. Meh. RCS thruster block. Meh. I don't think any of that's new. New stack decouplers. Yeah, those are small. Those are very small. The TS6 stack. TS12. Let's see the TS12. TS12 is a normal size. How does the TS12 differ from the TD12? Right, so it weighs more. Right, this goes the other way around. That's the difference. That's the difference. It goes the other way around. Right. We have the Airstream protective shell. Service bay. Got the same set of aerodynamics available. We've got the micro landing struts. Thermals, heat shields, radiator panels. Thermal control systems. We do have photovoltaic panels and rechargeable battery packs. You weigh twice as much and carry twice as much charge, so that's good. Communications, we're still using the same communitrons and the high gain antenna. Requires 51.4 electric charge per second, 2020. But you are higher range and higher bandwidth. Let's not worry about that too much right now, and all that stuff is the same, and this has just added a couple of illuminators. Now we could use the crew cabin and then land everything, like the command pod and the crew cabin, all as one in order to get our three guys up and out and down and up. No, that's not so great. I thought I should have like the docking porter. There it is, yeah. Clampetron Jr. So, there's that. But let's start by saying this was a good ship. It got us flying past Minmus, and he's just in awe. He just stares up and just like, wow. So yes, it got us to and from Minmus in one piece, which was good. But we do want to try and do something a little bit different. So we'll go ahead and we'll dump that, and we will go to. Do we want to set up? Because we can only take the one guy. Maybe we want to set up, like, not quite satellites, because we don't really have satellite dishes. So I guess that's, yeah, never mind. That's not really an option here. I'm not convinced that a lander. Let's just bring that back. I'm not convinced that a lander is really a great option when we don't have multiple crew on the trip. Alright, like we're just dealing with just the pilot. Maybe we run the same rocket again with the same pilot. Maybe we throw a Communitron on here so that we can actually like talk to Kerbal. Oops, it's just nope. Get that back set up like that. Yeah, maybe we get one of those. That's. Is that better? Does that? Good. That is actually inside the fairing. I like that. All right. So that way we can actually communicate with Kerbal for a little bit longer. And we don't. Yeah, we've got plenty of battery power, so we don't need to worry about charging once we're in space. So let's see here. We fire off the main engine, release those, fire the boosters. Good. And then we let go of the boosters when they die. Then we let go of the main booster when it dies. Then we fire off the main rocket. At some point we get rid of the fairing and fire off our inner rocket. And then we dump everything and sail home. So let's go ahead and just drop these into a different position there. It's a little bit nicer. We didn't change a whole lot, so we're not going to rename the rocket. First rocket to encounter Minmus. There we go. And what I'm thinking is we take this for a flyby of Mun, and we try to get real close, like low Mun orbit, and do science there. And see if we can't also then fly it to Minmus from Mun and do a low Minmus orbit to collect science from there. That's what I'm thinking. Let's just double check that we've got the right crew on board. Jebediah? No, we want Bob. We want Bob. Good old Bob, the scientist, so that we can reset everything. So let's go to the launch pad. Don't have a whole lot of fairings on here. So if things go wrong, they're going to go very wrong. But maybe we throttle that down a bit. You ready, Bob? I think Bob's ready. Oh, there's a little window there, so we can see him. All right. Kerbal Mark 9. No, 11. Mark 11. Going up once more. Let's turn SAS on real quick, just because I forgot about that. And we will get up and into orbit. Oh, we'll just throttle off the main rocket. We'll very gently try and turn into the planet, towards the planet. Oh, and here comes some of that air resistance. And now we should be able to just pitch pretty much straight over. And just blast sideways here for a little bit. Just see what we've got going on here. So let's go ahead and kill that. Let's add a maneuver node here, just get us. That's good enough. Get in position. That's a 1 minute long burn as we float around. We got that reaction wheel there, and I think that's a reaction wheel as well. Yeah, it's a minute long burn to make this maneuver work. But that should get us into a stable enough orbit. It won't be fully circular, but it'll be good enough. We're just a little ways out from making that happen, so we'll just speed this up a little bit till we are about right time. And actually, we'll just very quickly hop back down and go to Airstream Protective Shell. We'll just ditch that while it's still on a collision course. I don't know if that counts as space debris or whatever, but maybe that's useful in some way or shape or form, but we're definitely outside the atmosphere, so it's not important to have anymore. As we approach burn time, let's go ahead and set off our rockets. And we do appear to have enough fuel to actually make this all work on just the one tank. So we're looking to see our periapsis outside the atmosphere. Just a bit of a longer burn because I didn't quite get the sideways velocity that I needed to really throw myself around the planet. That's alright. I never said I was good. We just keep burning until we get somewhere. Here it comes, and there we go. That's 78. There we go. That's good. That'll do. So we want to set the MUN as encounter. Now this is our ascending node. How fast is the MUN moving? 500 meters a second. I get the feeling that if we go ahead and put ourselves out here, that it's going to be a while until we actually get an encounter. So let's see, yeah. It's going to be over here. So we'll just go ahead and turn ourselves around until we're in generally the right area. We'll bring that down. Here we go. There's a MUN encounter. Closest approach 2.4 kilometers. Can we adjust that? Here we are. So I am curious as to how close that actually gets. We have a periapsis of 700,000 meters. And that will put us into our second stage. That will put us into a second stage burn, but that should be fine. Can we Just move this a little bit. Ah, sweet. Ooh. Oh, so we get a second Mun encounter on this one? So we get a Mun encounter here. We get a periapsis of 500,000 meters. Mun escape. We float around. And then we get another Mun encounter. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Let's see if we can just tweak this a little bit more. Periapsis 500,000 meters. Periapsis is the highest you end up at, right? No, that's your low point, yes. Low point is 500,000 meters. So we just tweak that a little bit more. Here, periapsis 900,000. Okay, we've gone too far. We've gone too far. We just need to tweak that a little bit. 700,000 meters. 900,000 meters. Let's see here. 760 meters. 500 meters. 500,000 meters. I mean, it does go from being on one side of the planet to the other. So it does lead me to believe that in some form or fashion we will okay, yeah, I see. I see. We're going to be off in terms of angle. Can we do something with this? That has exploded it. That's our periapsis, and that's its location at periapsis. Hold on. Hold on. Let's just delete that. Let's put in another maneuver. So we just burn in the one direction. Ooh, here we go. Periapsis 1,000,000 meters. Periapsis 900,000 meters. 600,000 meters. Interesting, very interesting. Let's see if, ooh. Let's just bring that. What do we have here? 200,000 meters. Okay, we're getting close. $130,000 meters. 90,000 meters. Oop, it just disappeared. $990 meters. Okay, that might be a little close. Let's 65,000 meters. No, we'll take it in a little bit closer than that. Come on. 30,000 meters. Ah, we can do better than that. 29,000. 26,000. 25,000. 15,000. 14,000. 9. There we go. We're under 10 kilometers from the surface of the Mun. Oh, they even call it the Mun. Never mind. So I'm good. I'm good with calling it the Mun. And we'll actually come back around to a second Mun encounter on this mission. and that should give us plenty of time to figure out exactly when we want to attack Minmus. So let's go ahead and get ready for our maneuver, which is 25 minutes off. So we can go ahead and speed this up. A little bit more than that. We can go ahead and just float around Kerbin for a little minute. Yeah. This mission is going to be another bit of a two-parter. So we're running out of hour. I don't really want these videos to be too terribly long. And we're coming around here. Slow that down. Get on the maneuver node. So we're 30 seconds out, and I'm going to have to do a staging, decoupling, and thingamajigger. So we'll go ahead and we'll do the burn mostly from this stage until we get to the separation. Which should be less disastrous, less important, because we'll just be jumping down to this other engine here, which should do fine. Should have plenty of oomph in it to get us the rest of the way and do any other maneuvering we want to do. Not to mention we have a final stage here for return to Kerbin. We're coming down on time, so just making sure everything's looking good. And Bob's having a good time. It's all excellent stuff. And we'll just go ahead and set up the burn. Looking good. Looking very good. Let's just go ahead and move that down to the same stage so it all goes off at once. And let's just see what we're looking at here. A little... Whoop. Okay, now we've got to do some tweaking here. So we're not quite... Ooh. 10,000 meters? 10,000 meters seems acceptable to me. And do we come back around for... No, we're just going to be on a Kerbin escape. Maybe we just... Ooh, too much. Retrograde. We're now on a collision course with the Mun, which is also not good. 8,000 meters. Yeah! 8,000 meters sounds good. So, we encounter it in 5 hours, 30 minutes, 33 seconds, and we exit in 1 day, 2 hours, and some odd seconds. We are still on a escape trajectory. So let's see if we can target Minmus from the Mun. If we pull this back, that gets us a new encounter with the Mun. But I would like to see... Ooh... Oh, we get close. We get really close. Can I just squeeze this forward a little bit and just squeeze it forward a little bit? Not there then. Alright. Let's add a maneuver node out here. Bring this back. Ooh. Oh, that is a real mess, and that's going to be a direct collision. Ooh. All right. All right. That we can get rid of that. That's probably part of the problem there. Bring that down. Can we... use any of this. Closest approach, 2,000 meters. Can we make this work? Can we make this work? Can we... Okay, this is quite confusing. No, that's going to be entirely the wrong incline. Ugh. This is kind of ugly. If we add a maneuver node here and just bring this down, we can get a second munning counter, which is fine. Bring this... No, stop moving away. No, it's no good, that's no good, that's no good. What if we move it... Ooh, something happened there. That gets us a munning counter again. Another munning counter. Multiple munning counters. We are nowhere near Minmus. Oh, we had... Target position, closest approach. Let's get out here and see what we can do about that. So we're going to want to be this way. Ooh. Don't do that. Bring back this maneuver node. And down. Oh! We do! Alright, so now we got to try and tweak this until it's just right. So we get a Minmus encounter out here. Periapsis. 1,500,000 and something. Can we get that better? 1,500,000. Periapsis 1,300,000. $1,001,000. 800,000. Oh, we've gone too far now. So we can get it to here. Aha. We are just not aligned quite right. What does that bring us to? 700,000. Alright, so if we bring that back, that's too far. Bring that forward. 700,000. Leave that in position there. That's going down. Here we go. We bring that down to 6.7, 6.6, 6.9, 6.1, 6.5. Oh, we're going back up again. Alright. Oh, that's actually bringing us down a little bit. It's an 8-second burn that will get us very close to Minmus and then leave us in an orbit around Kerbal. I say very close, but it's not quite close enough. Oh, there's 500,000, 400,000, 300,000, 200,000. Whoa, this is taking us right in. 36,000. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is good. Bring that right. Oop, too far. 12,000. This is barely any burn at all. 4,000. Oh yeah. Right there. Right there. That's the guy. So, next time we'll encounter the Mun. Nice and close. Get a low orbit. And then we will do this maneuver. It's a very quick maneuver that will bring us into a good position around Minmus for a very, very close flyby. And then we'll work on returning to Kerbal. Until next time, have a good one.